What's up, guys? I am at Old Glory Harley Davidson today with my friend Tim. We're out test riding some bikes, and today I have this amazing blue Streetbob. It's got the 114, it's got the little mini apes, feels nice and comfortable. It's got the little Streetbob gauge, which has all of the information that you could need. Trip A, Trip B, range. It does have a 3.6 gallon tank, I believe. Fuel capacity 3.5. A fairly low seat height at 25.8. Comes with the 114 engine. 15 to 16K. All right, let's go. My friend Tim is test riding the Pan America today. His and hers? This is right up my alley right here. These mid controls, man, they feel high. After I've been on the road glide and the street glide, this feels really awkward. This definitely needs 4 controls. Oh yeah.
So comfortable.
I like these handguards. Dual bending valve, front suspension, and rear monoshock. Digital riser gauge. All right, so the first thing I'm noticing right off the bat, I have mid controls on my Lowrider S too, and this for some reason just feels really awkward. It feels like it's way higher or something. I feel like I'm sitting on a toilet right now. I think if I were to get the Streetbob, I would get 4 controls and have my feet over here. The thing that I love about the Streetbob is the mini apes. I'm not saying that the mini apes is my favorite thing in the world, look-wise, but I love the fact that the wires are already set up for this setup. So which means that if you were to change out the bars, get T-bars, pullback risers, what have you, most likely you won't need to change the wires. You don't think about it, but it's really nice that you wouldn't have to change out the cables unless you were going with something ridiculously high, like maybe 14-inch risers. The little mini apes, they feel comfortable. I am 5'8". These feel really comfortable. Yeah, that 114 feels good. There's enough of vibration on the handlebars. It's not quite as smooth as some of the baggers, but this is a very minimal bike. I would definitely call this like a bar hopper type of bike that can do a little bit of distance. Obviously, with that 3.5 or 6 gallon tank, you're not going to go that far, but it'll get you far enough. I will say the riding position for me, again, just noting this, it just feels super awkward. I feel like I'm just like perched up here. Overall handling feels really good, feels very smooth. That little skinny front tire makes turning very easy, very effortless. I just feel like I have total control over this bike. You have the typical Harley controls, which is pretty much universal except for some of their newer bikes like the Pan America, the Sportster S, and the Nightster. I do like that you have this gauge right here. Everything is right at your fingertips. You can see everything. It's very visible. For the 2022 Streetbobs, you get mag wheels, which to me are a huge upgrade versus the previous year's model. I love that. It's not my favorite look in the world, but at least you get mags to start, not spoke wheels. Compared to this to my Lowrider S, this bike just does feel a little bit skinnier, a little bit more nimble. It might be the skinnier front tire and all that, but I will say I can see why people call this the big brother to the Sportster, because it kind of is. It's just a slightly bigger Sportster. The Streetbob also does have a single disc front brake. I would love to see in the future Harley upgrade the Streetbob with dual disc front brakes, because when you're pairing that with the 114 engine, that's a lot of power. And these little bumps feel pretty good on the Streetbob. Not bagger quality suspension, but definitely better than an old Sportster. This stock seat is actually not bad. It's not terrible. I think Harley's getting better with the stock seats. All right, so we got some Twisties coming up. How does this bike handle in the Twisties? Oh, so effortless. I just test rode the Road Glide ST, and that was a smooth bike, very luxurious. But this in the Twisties, all day. This Streetbob would be a great bike for anybody who is getting into Harley Davidson bikes for the first time. It's got great power. The price is very reasonable for what you get. So it can do a little bit of everything. It can do a little bit of distance. with the right setup, with the right, additions, with the modifications. It's just a very sensible bike, and I love these Mini Apes. They feel good, feel upright, feels good. The front brakes does have a bit of a bite to it, but it pulls like a little too hard, too fast for me. That's what she said. All right, that corner feels good. Yeah, that felt good. These colors, you have to see them in person. Right now you're looking at this, I forget what they call it, but it looks amazing. It looks so nice. Very bright, not overly bright, just has a personality to it. These curves feel really good on the Streetbob. Very confidence-inducing. So overall, here are the things that really stood out to me on the Streetbob. I love the Mini Apes on the Streetbob. It sits you upright from the get-go. No need to worry about changing the bars unless you want to go with something else. I also really enjoyed how nimble the bike felt under me. The skinny front wheels make the Streetbob extremely easy to navigate. You just point the handlebars and the bike will follow. Out of all the bikes I test rode that day, I had the most fun on the corners and twisties with the Streetbob. It's light and nimble, and it has the same 114 engine, but uses one of the lightest frames that come with the Milwaukee 8, so you get the combination of power and agility with the Streetbob. I also really like the digital gauge on the Streetbob for several reasons. It's small yet very readable. Design-wise, it adds to the simplicity and the naked look of the Streetbob. It also just manages to kind of get out of your way, so you're not constantly focusing on reading your gauges, and I find myself actually focusing on what's in front of me. The thing that I didn't love about the Streetbob for me, again, was the sitting position. I found it incredibly awkward, and I could feel my knees trying to bump into my chest. I'd either change out the mids to forward controls or get a different seat that'll sit me higher so my knees don't have to have such an aggressive bend. I think the Streetbob really appeals to a lot of different riders, primarily those that want to get into a softail with a Milwaukee 8, but doesn't want to spend $20K like some of the other softails. It has everything you need, but nothing you don't. So for those riders that just want a simple but capable bike that can be easily modified, the Streetbob could be a really good pick. It really is a blank canvas. Alright, so that's my first impression of the 2022 Streetbob. Hope you all enjoy the video, and until next time, peace.